Today's workout is broken up into sections where we're going to really hit upper body, and then we're going to hit core, and then we're going to hit lower body. So overall, it's going to be a high repetition workout. So the weights don't need to be super, super heavy, and definitely feel free to maybe start at the weight that you want to start at, and then just know that it's okay to go down in weight. So maybe you start with those 5 pounds for upper body, and you end in 3 pounds for that third round, just because we want to make sure that we're keeping the work where it belongs. We're not recruiting the wrong muscles. So I'm really talking about like neck specifically for upper body, for example. But okay, so let's get going. So grab the weight that you'd like to start with for upper body. And we're going to start with some overhead pressing. So as soon as you're ready, you're just going to set yourself up, nice tall posture, and start with that overhead. So while we're working arms and shoulders here, we're still staying very aware of how we're setting up our posture. So we've got the good head posture, lengthening up to the top of your head. We have our core on. Maybe you're squeezing those glutes just a little bit to be able to work full core. Both feet planted down into the floor, and we exhale up, inhale down, full range of motion. So those elbows come back down into your sides. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, more shoulders, but a little bit more into the arms as well. We're going to bring those weights together in front and zip up to the collarbone and back down. So this is just all about bringing those elbows up and out, not shrugging, and still holding the posture as we were before. A little bit of core activation. Breathing rhythm, you can exhale up, inhale down, or vice versa, whatever's natural. Just making sure we're not shrugging, keeping that neck long and relaxed. The weights do stay close to your body. And 3, 2, 1. Nice job. All right. Now we're going to move into bicep curls. So we're just going to maintain that posture and working the biceps. Biceps are going to lengthen all the way out and curl all the way in. Keeping those wrists neutral so we're not curling with the wrist, we're curling with the bicep. And 3, 2, 1. And fourth exercise of the sequence, we're going to come into our hinge, meaning our abs are on to support the back. We're going to do a combo row and tricep kickback and all the way back down. Begin when you're ready. Looking good. For that tricep extension, that kickback, fully extend. It's basically a locked out arm at the top. Bend and then back down. Your upper back muscles are staying on when you row and kick back. They're pulling together, staying strong, opening the chest and the shoulders. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. That was great. Okay, so you know what you're in for the next 2 rounds. We're going to go back into our overhead pressing. So adjust the weights if you need to. And we're starting again in 2, 1, begin. Focusing on your breathing, focusing on the posture. Just keep looking straight ahead. Try not to get distracted. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. More shoulders. We're zipping up. Weights are close together in the front. Here we go. Anti-shrug. Do not let those shoulders go up with the weights. Feeling how the biceps, tops of the arms, and shoulders are working together. Try not to crank on your wrists. Just think elbows up and out. Just moving with your breathing. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, and bicep curls. Begin when you're ready. Yeah, good. It's okay to switch out those weights, no problem. That's how you make sure you're personalizing. So making sure too, it lets me know that your abs are on where we're not accidentally moving the body with the weights, right? So we're locked in. So there should be no movement happening through the entire body, just these arms, and that's it. Core is stabilizing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And our row and kickback combo. Hinge, abs on. Here we go. Still keeping those shoulders out of your ears, just looking down at the ground. Keeping those abs on to support your back. Working upper back here, low back is supported with abs. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. All right, let's give those arms a little bit of a rest. You can grab water if you need it, or just take the time to recover. Okay, ready to come back? All right, grab the weights that are going to be a good fit for this third round. And 2, 1, overhead presses. Here we go. Bring those elbows all the way down into your ribs, right here. Touch. Then by your ears. Then touch your ribs. Then by your ears. That's that full range of motion I'm looking for. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, more shoulders. Let's do the zip up. And begin when you're ready. So as we get tired, it's even more important you're focusing on keeping those shoulders down, neck relaxed. Just focus on these arm muscles doing the work, not the neck, not the upper traps. Keep breathing, keep your body relaxed so it doesn't want to tense up in those upper trap areas. 3, 2, 1, and bicep curls. Begin when you're ready. Good pace. Just going with the breathing. How's your core? How's that head posture? Are you maintaining that? Not letting the body move with the weights because we're strong and stable. 3, 2, 1, and row and kick back. Last one. Begin when you're ready. Just moving slow, hitting this very intentionally. We got triceps and upper back. Working both here. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, and done. Good job. We can put our weights away for a little bit. They'll come back out in a little bit, but we're going to let those arms rest, grab more water, stretch if you feel like you need to stretch, and then we're moving into something new. So we'll be moving into just core work now. And that'll be all on the floor. So once you're feeling ready to start, come back down to the floor. Very first exercise is crisscross bicycle. We are looking for some connection if you can. So opposite elbow to knee connects if you can. If not, hand is fine, but you might need some support behind the head. Otherwise, if the neck is working too much, it might look like this. And this is totally fine. You're still getting that cross-patterning connection, ab work, and you're letting that neck rest if it needs it. All right, 2, 1, we're on. 40 seconds of work. Low back is staying down. That's how we make sure that back stays nice and happy, nice and supported. We got support from the floor and strength from the top. Moving with your breathing again, setting that rhythm. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. We're going to move into plank next. This is a 30-second hold in plank. You can be on your hands or your elbows. It's up to you. 2, 1, begin. Abs are tight, hold up towards the spine. Try squeezing those glutes, tuck them under. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, good. Next one, we have the option of side plank. So modified would be to keep the knee down, full side plank. If this is not a good fit, especially with the shoulder, what you can do instead, hold these legs up here. So you're gonna feel top oblique working, holding up the weight of the legs. And that would just be that hold instead of holding side plank. All right, so choose which one you wanna do. You'll need to make sure you're doing this to both sides, okay? Ready? Begin. So we're holding on one side. Sorry if that confused you. Holding on one side, but then we'll match the other side after 30 seconds here. 10 seconds left. 3, 2, 1, down and switch. The same thing now to this other side. Take a second to set up, especially if you're doing the side plank. Strong bottom shoulder. Ready, and we're on. Focus on that single side oblique. Whole core is working, but you got that single side really working here. 3, 2, 1, rest. And now for our next isometric hold in Superman. Arms can be in a W or up in a Y. A little bit harder in the Y position, and those legs are hovering. You make sure you're breathing here, looking down at the floor. Begin. Hold and hover. Good. Nose is facing the floor. Nice job. Working that whole backside. All we need is body weight and gravity. Working all those muscles back there. And the abs are strong. And you're breathing. 3, 2, 1. Done. Good job. Feel free to go into a child's pose if you need it. And then we hit into second round. We're back to our crisscross bicycle. So either full alternating crunch with the upper body or just leave the head down, no problem. Begin when you're ready. Good. Keep the work in those abs. Try to relax the neck if it's talking to you. 3, 2, 1. Perfect. Roll right back to plank. 30-second plank and hold. 2, 1. We're on. Nice job. Making sure those hips aren't too low. If they're too low, that's working your low back. If the hips are too high, you're just working arms. So finding that nice challenging spot where we know it's the core that's working and locked in. 2, 1. Nice. Good. And we're working into the sides now. So staying up on your side, either the leg hold up or side plank, modify, or legs up and hold it. All right, 2, 1, we're on. And if you are holding those legs up, try to keep them stuck together. And they're just weights. Just think of them as weights, and this top oblique is working hard to keep those weights lifted. And we're not trying to lift the weights with our upper body. Upper body's relaxed, head is relaxed, whatever you gotta do there. And just making sure those legs aren't trying to do the work either. 3, 2, 1, switch sides. All right, as soon as you're set up, go ahead and start. Top oblique is working for this one. If you're in the side plank, it's the bottom oblique that's working. Nice. Ten seconds left. 2, 1. Excellent. And now we roll onto the stomach for our Superman hold. More core work. It's just focusing on the back side now. 2, 1, lift. Lift and hold. Think of lengthening behind the neck and out through the top of your head, reaching for that wall that's in front of you. Pinch those shoulder blades together if the elbows are bent, and squeeze those cheeks together. Three, 2, 1. Nice. And child's pose if you need it. Grab some water if you need it. Okay, coming back to our core work, all about the core, and this is a long set for the core, so we're really pushing into endurance, being able to maintain that endurance and strength of the core. All right, we're moving in a crisscross bicycle. 2, 1, we're on. If you are lifting up through the upper body, try to get those shoulder blades to come up off the ground. Go in that full rotation. This one's great. It works upper abs, lower abs, and sides. Ten seconds. 2, 1, and plank. So now we go into isometric. Okay, so we just hold it and work it and hold it some more and work it some more. Ready, and plank. Here we go. So we're not just hanging out here, we're really consciously working the core. Tighten those abs, pull them up, tighten the glutes, tuck them under. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, rest. And oblique work, laying on your side. So we've either got side plank or legs are up and holding in that lift. Choose whichever's best for you. 2, 1, we're on. Just steady breathing. Try to still breathe down into the diaphragm while we're holding and bracing the core. Three, 2, 1. Done with that side. And over to the other side. 2, 1, we're on. Nice work. Keeping those legs stuck together. For those of you doing that leg lift and hold. Nice work. If you're doing side plank, that bottom arm is strong, pushing down into the floor. Keep that shoulder happy. Three, 2, 1. All right, our last one of the core sequence. We are in Superman. 2, 1, lift. And we're actively working into that back side. So many muscles on this back side of the body. This is our posterior chain. This is what really holds our posture up. Everything we do in life is forward, tightening forward. So we're strengthening and opening into that backside. Great head posture. Nice work there. Eyes look into the floor, nose to the floor. 2, 1, done. Good. Yeah, in child's pose or cat-cow, whatever feels good. And grab water if you need it. We're moving into our next sequence. This is all lower body next. So for our lower half, I do have deadlifts in here. So deadlifts, I welcome heavier weight. Your larger muscle groups of the body are working, so you can usually handle a little bit more weight for deadlifts. So yeah, maybe it's 2 8-pound weights or 2 10-pound weights, or maybe you do have that kettlebell that's 15, 20, 25 pounds, whatever. Just, whatever's gonna fit for you, but just don't be shy to load it a little bit heavier for that one exercise that's coming up. But first, we're going to go into squats. And I just want to keep this body weight squats, and we're going to really focus on range of motion. So when I say range of motion, imagine you're sitting into a nice low chair. So hips are back and down. We're bending from those knees, and you drive down and tighten up. Okay, so let's just practice that range of motion. Ready, begin. Nice low chair. Drive up strong. And we want to make sure our chest lifts before our hips do, making sure that this is a proper ladylike squat. I'm going to do a bad example. All right, we're not rolling our booty up. Three, 2, 1. All right, good. Okay, we're gonna go into our deadlift. So this is where you can grab something a little heavy. I'm gonna demonstrate with 2 hand weights. If you got your hand weights, the weights will stay right along the legs. So they're not hanging out in front, okay? Right along the legs. If you have a kettlebell, they're going between the legs. All right, ready? Begin. Hinge it back. Lock up tall. Hinge it back. Lock up tall. Good. You want that little stretch in the backs of the legs. Looking good here, keeping that neutral spine. It looks great. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, we will put the weights down. Now, working laterally. So we're going to take a really wide stance. Toes can be opened up a little bit. And what we're going to do is we're going to sit these hips back, and we're going to glide over to the left and then over to the right. And we're really pointing those hips back into those far corners of the room. And you're going to feel a great stretch for the inner thigh as well. Okay, so this thigh will stretch, but we're working this cheek. And then switch over. This cheek is working. This inner thigh is stretching. Okay, you're just going to glide. All right, here we go. We want a nice stretch, but it's not an overstretch. Just kind of keeping that in mind. This is glute work. Five, four, three, two, one. Good. And to the floor. We're going to go into bridge, double leg bridge, so both feet will stay down. If you want, you could load your bridge, maybe put a weight or two right on the hips, and you're going to pelvic tuck, drive those hips up, and then push those knees away. Okay, so this should be a good squeeze for the bottom of your cheeks. Lower back down, they release, and then we pelvic tuck, roll it back up, push those knees away, good squeeze of the cheeks, and roll it back down. Begin when you're ready. It's okay to feel some hamstrings, a little bit of quads, but the focus is on the glutes. We are strengthening the low back, but it really shouldn't be talking to very much here because the focus, again, is on those glutes. So when we pelvic tuck, we lengthen the back as we go up. Three, two, one, and rest. Okay, that's our first round. Looking good. Let's go back to our squats. So we're thinking that nice deep squat, as long as it's pain-free, right? Begin when you're ready. Nice job. Down, drive up, strong lock in. So Catherine, you're turning that more into a deadlift. We're going to do that next. So I want you squatting. Drop that weight, just squat. 2, 1, rest. All right, now we pick up our weights and we go into our deadlift. So a deadlift, we're not bending from the knees like we were with a squat. It's all about the hip hinge. Stretch it back, lock it up. 2, 1, begin. And we move slow. We're not trying to be super aerobic here. We're strength training. Two, one. All right, good. All right, moving a little differently. We're taking a wider stance. It's okay for toes to be opened up just a little bit. Kind of keeps those knees tracking right. And we're going to move side to side. Ready? Begin. Just sitting back, kind of reaching those hips to the back corners. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's move into bridge. Begin when you're ready. Remember that little cue, if it's helpful for you anyway. Pelvic tuck, push the knees away, roll it back down. Pelvic tuck, push the knees out, roll it back down. But the thing is, your heels are pushing through the floor, so we're not tipping into the toes. We're just kind of telling the body we want to lengthen those quads, lengthen the knees away by still driving those heels into the floor. We should feel the bottoms of the cheeks working here. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and take a water break. All right, more legs to come, but it's our very, very last round. Okay, good. You're all standing, so let's get going with our squats. In 2, 1, begin. So just notice these are not super fast. Just really intentionally getting low, feel the lock in, and then repeat. Get low, lock in, inhale down, exhale up. Feet grounded to the floor. Core is on because we're keeping our chest higher than our hips. We don't want to be down here. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, deadlifts. The difference between a deadlift and a squat is these deadlifts, we're not going to bend very much from the knees. They're soft, but we're not bending, and we are forward, parallel to the floor. Then lock it up. Here we go. You guys are doing great with this, but just that reminder that those weights stay very close to your center of gravity, so they're touching the legs. Or if you have the kettlebell, it's right through the legs, almost like you're aiming towards your heels. Okay, this is going to save the back. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, our side-to-side motion. Setting those legs up. And begin. So this should be pain-free through the knees. If you're starting to feel like some pain or a catch, just try to play with the stance a little bit. Find the right stance for you. Looking good. Ten seconds to go. 3, 2, 1. All right, our last one. Bridge on the floor. Let's finish up with those glutes. Ready, begin. Squeeze them, release them. Squeeze them, release them. Relaxed breathing, just breathing with the movement. 10 seconds to go. Check in with your neck. And 3, 2, 1. Nice job. Let's just pull those knees into your chest. Give those legs a hug just for a second. Lengthen up that low back. You can rock side to side if that feels good. It's kind of like a little back massage. All right, let's lengthen out now. Just let your body relax and settle into the floor. And we'll focus for the next minute on our diaphragmatic breathing. So that's that practice of breathing down into our diaphragm where it belongs. So it passes the chest down into the tummy, expansion, and a slow, relaxing exhale. All right, so we're putting our concentration and focus on our breathing. For our next minute, we'll move into gratitude. That's a minute of gratitude. I hope you're feeling great, like you worked, but you have energy. Definitely feel free to do some stretches, whatever your body needs.